A king is dead. His empire trembles. Can his son, Matope, chosen by the lion spirits, expand the mighty Mutapa Kingdom? Or will betrayal, taboos, and ancient curses tear it apart? Welcome to episode 2, the epic reign of Mhondoro, where power is forged in battles and divine prophecies. In the golden valleys of the Zambezi, where the rivers whispered secrets of old, the sun hung low over the Zambezi Valley, casting long shadows across the stone walls of Zvongombe. The air was thick with the scent of burning herbs and the distant lowing of cattle. Nyatsimba Mutota, the legendary hunter king who had forged the Mutapa Kingdom from dreams and conquests, lay on his deathbed. His breath came in shallow rasps, his once strong body weakened by age. Around him, his family and elders gathered, their faces etched with worry. Who would lead now? Mutota's sons whispered among themselves, eyes darting with ambition. The Mhondoro spirit, the great lion ancestor that had guided Mutota north, seemed silent, leaving the kingdom on the edge of uncertainty. Would the empire he built crumble before it truly rose? This is the tale of his son, Matope Nyanhehwe, known in some legends as Mhondoro. He would expand the Mutapa Empire to its glittering peak, blending military might with spiritual pacts. But his path was shadowed by taboos, fierce battles, and the whispers of betrayal. Drawn from Shona oral traditions, this story honors power earned through divine right, the burdens of legacy, and the thrill of conquest. It reminds us that true kingship is forged in fire, both of the battlefield and the soul. As Mutota's final moments approached, the drums beat a somber rhythm that echoed through the hills. Matope knelt by his father's side, gripping the sacred spear that had slain elephants and enemies alike. He was tall and broad-shouldered, with scars from hunts crisscrossing his arms like maps of bravery. His eyes, dark and piercing, held the fire of his father's vision. "Son," Mutota whispered, his voice barely audible over the crackling fire, "the Mhondoro chose you. Expand our lands, but beware. Power demands sacrifice. The ancestors watch." With those words, Mutota's eyes closed forever. The crowd wailed, tearing their clothes in grief, but Matope felt a chill. His brothers, especially the cunning Changamire, eyed him with envy. "Why Matope?" Changamire muttered to a loyal elder. "He is strong, but does he have the spirit's true blessing?" The council of elders hesitated. In Shona traditions, a new king needed the Mhondoro's approval, those mighty lion spirits of dead rulers who roared through mediums and guarded the land. Without it, chaos could erupt. Would the spirits speak? Or would rival claims tear the young kingdom apart? The weight of legacy and the raw force of power. As the drums beat farewell to Mutota, the people gathered at Zvongombe, the hilltop capital he had built. Matope stood tall among them, his father's spear in hand. He was in his prime, strong like a baobab tree, with eyes that burned like the midday sun. His skin was marked with scars from hunts, and around his neck hung the eagle feather necklace passed from his mother. "Father's vision lives in me," Matope declared to the council of elders. "The Mhondoro spirit that led him north will guide my hand. We will expand, unite, and honor Mwari, the great creator." But ascension was not easy. Matope had brothers who eyed the throne. One, named Changamire, whispered doubts. "Matope is brave, but does he have the spirit's favor? The empire is young, a weak king will shatter it." The elders consulted the spirit mediums, women and men who channeled the ancestors. In a sacred grove under the shade of a msasa tree, a medium named Sekurugondo entered a trance. His voice changed, deep like a lion's growl. "I am the Mhondoro of Mutota," he roared. "Matope is chosen. He must seek alliance with the ancient spirits to claim divine right. Only then will power flow like the Zambezi. The people cheered, but Matope knew the path ahead. In Shona legends, Mhondoro are the lion spirits of dead kings and founders. They guard the land, speak through mediums, and grant rulers the divine right to lead. Without their blessing, a king is just a man with a spear. Matope remembered the myths his father told, how Mhondoro once saved a lost clan by leading them to water as a pride of lions, or how they punished wicked chiefs with droughts. I must prove my worth, Matope thought. Ancestors Mwari above, show me the way. Suddenly the flames danced wild and a vision appeared, a massive lion with eyes of fire, the Mhondoro itself. Matope Nyanhehwe Nebedza, it said, your father's kingdom is a seed, you must plant it wide, but power comes at a price. Seek your sister, Nyamhita. Through her, the spirits will bind your rule. Through her, then the Handa spirit will awaken, granting you power beyond measure. Yet know this, the taboo will haunt you. Fail, and the empire falls. The lion faded, leaving Matope trembling. Nyamhita, his half-sister, was beautiful and wise, already touched by spirits. In Shona legends, such unions were rare rituals to bind royal power, but forbidden among the people. Incest could curse the land with drought or war. Matope's heart raced. Would he obey, or risk the spirit's wrath? Matope woke at dawn, his heart heavy. Nyamhita was his half-sister, beautiful and wise, said to be touched by spirits since birth. In Shona oral traditions, she was linked to the Nahanda Mhondoro, a powerful lion spirit that possessed women, granting them prophecy and strength. Legends whispered that Nyamhita's union with Matope would unlock immense power, a ritual urged by the ancestors to expand the empire. But incest was forbidden, a deep taboo. The spirits demand it for the greater good, Matope reasoned. For legacy, I must obey. Days passed in tense silence. Matope confided in no one, but rumors spread like wildfire. Changamire plotted in secret, gathering warriors who doubted Matope's claim. If he hesitates, the throne is mine, he sneered. He returned to Zvongombe and summoned Nyamhita. She lived in a hut adorned with beads and feathers where she communed with spirits. Brother, she said, her voice like a gentle river, the Mhondoro has spoken to me too. Nahanda stirs within. This alliance will make you unbreakable, but it ties our souls forever. Finally, Matope summoned Nyamhita to a hidden cave deep in the hills. The air was cool and damp, lit only by flickering torches. Nyamhita arrived, her robes adorned with beads that clinked softly. Brother, she said, her voice steady but eyes wide with knowing. The Mhondoro has visited me too. Nehanda stirs within, the ancient lion spirit of our lineage. This ritual will make you unbreakable, but it ties our fates. The people may curse us. Matope paused, the weight of taboo pressing like a stone on his chest. Outside, thunder rumbled. A sign? He nodded. As they performed the sacred act, drums beat faintly from the village below. The cave shook with a mighty roar, and a wave of energy surged through them. Power surged through Matope. He felt invincible, blessed with divine right. Nyamhita became the first vessel of the Nehanda spirit, a legendary figure who would inspire future generations. Nyamhita's eyes glazed over. She spoke in a voice not her own. Nehanda awakens. Power flows like the Zambezi. But as the ritual ended, a distant howl echoed. Was it approval or a warning of curses to come? Matope emerged, changed, his presence commanding. The elders, sensing the divine shift, crowned him Mwene Mutapa, lord of the conquered lands. Changamire bowed, but his eyes burned with hidden resentment. Nyamhita became the first vessel of the Nehanda spirit, a legendary figure who would inspire future generations. With this spiritual alliance sealed, Matope's reign truly began. He moved the capital to Mount Fura, a strong hill with views of endless lands. From here we see our destiny, he told his warriors. Stone walls rose like those of great Zimbabwe, topped with soapstone birds that symbolized the ancestors' watch. Shrines dotted the capital, where Mhondoro mediums held rituals. These mediums, called Svikiro, recorded kings' deeds in songs and stories, preserving Shona heritage. The Mhondoro are our guardians, Matope said. They roar warnings of danger and guide our conquests. Matope's military prowess shone first against the Tavara people who bordered the north. They were fierce, with chiefs who claimed spirit protection. Matope gathered his army, thousands of spearmen, archers, and scouts trained in the ways of the hunt. "We fight not for blood, but for unity," he commanded. Before battle, he consulted the Mhondoro. A medium possessed by Nebedza's spirit, his own future Mhondoro name, prophesied, "Strike like lightning. The lions will fight with you." The battle raged by the river. Matope led the charge, his spear flashing. Legends say invisible lions mauled the enemy, scattering them. The Tavara chief surrendered. "Your spirits are stronger," he admitted. Matope offered peace. "Join us and share the empire's wealth." Many did, swelling his ranks. Emboldened, Matope turned east to the Manyika lands, rich in gold mines and green hills. The Manyika were traders, but their king Chikanga resisted. "This land is ours by ancestor right," Chikanga declared. Matope sent envoys first, offering alliances. The Mutapa Empire welcomes all under Mwari's sky, but Chikanga refused. Matope's army marched, tension mounting with every step, drums beating war songs from Shona myths, tales of heroes like Mwedzi, the first man, who faced trials to build a world. Whispers of curses filled the camp. Chikanga's shamans summoned storms, they said. At night, eerie howls echoed, warriors gripped amulets tight. In the misty mountains, battles erupted. Matope's warriors used ambush tactics, hiding in forests like lions. He himself climbed a ridge, calling on the Mhondoro. "Nehanda, lend your roar." A storm brewed, thunder like lion growls, raining arrows on the foe. Manyika charged, spears clashing in mud. Matope faced Chikanga in single combat, their blades sparking. A slip, Matope fell, Chikanga's spear poised. But a gust of wind blinded the king, and Matope struck true. Victory. Manyika joined the empire, their gold mines swelling Mutapa's wealth. Matope built shrines there, honoring local spirits, blending them with Mhondoro worship. Soapstone birds, symbols of ancestors, were erected on hilltops to watch over the new lands. Southward to the Tonga peoples along the Zambezi. They were fishers and farmers, guarded by river spirits. Matope dreamed of a great snake, Nyami Nyami, warning him, respect the waters or drown. He offered sacrifices, cattle driven into the river, and approached peacefully. "We seek salt and trade," he said to their chiefs. But a Tonga ambush struck at dusk, canoes swarming like crocodiles. Matope's response was swift. His navy of canoes crossed the Zambezi at night. His navy fought back, waves churning red. Suspense peaked as Matope's canoe tipped. Would he drown? In one legend, the Mhondoro appeared as a pride of lions, herding the Tonga into surrender. The chiefs bowed. "Your divine power humbles us." Matope integrated them, teaching Shona customs while respecting their river myths. Trade boomed, fish, salt, and ivory flowing to the capital. Matope's forces swept in, using fire arrows fanned by spirit winds. West, to the Teve and Madanda lands, barren but strategic for trade routes. These peoples were nomads, fierce with poisoned arrows. Matope's spies reported rebellion brewing. "They mock our spirits," a scout said. Matope consulted Nyamhita, now fully the Nehanda medium. In trance she spoke, "Conquer with mercy. The Mhondoro demand legacy, not destruction." His army swept in, shields forming walls against arrows. Matope fought in the front, his spear blessed by rituals. Myths tell of him taming a wild bull, symbol of Madanda's strength, riding it into battle. The Teve and Madanda submitted, awed by his prowess. "You are chosen by Mwari," their leader said. Matope appointed governors from their ranks, ensuring loyalty. By 1480, the empire spanned vast, from Tavara in the north to the Indian Ocean's waves. Matope's military genius lay in strong, trained armies and voluntary integration. Tribes joined peacefully for protection and trade, gaining seats in the Great Council. Gold mines glittered, ivory tusks piled high, salt pans fed the cattle. Portuguese traders arrived, eyes wide at the riches. "This is Ophir, land of Solomon's mines," they whispered, but Matope traded as equals. "Our power comes from spirits, not your gods." Yet power brought trials. A great drought struck, rivers drying, crops withering. People murmured, "Has Maori forsaken us?" Matope faced a rebellion from within. His brother Changamire rallied disgruntled chiefs. "Matope's taboo has cursed us," they cried. Matope turned to the Mhondoro. In the capital shrine, mediums gathered for a rainmaking ceremony. Nyamhita, as Nehanda, danced in white robes, beads rattling. Drummers played mbira tunes, ancient Shona melodies invoking ancestors. "Maori, hear us through the lions," she chanted. Legends say lions appeared on the hills, roaring until clouds burst. Rain fell, quenching the land. Changamira's rebellion crumbled. Matope forgave him, saying, "Blood binds us, serve the legacy." Another challenge, Portuguese encroachment. They sought gold mines, building forts. Rumors of pale strangers, Portuguese, reached from the coast. Traders spoke of ships like floating villages, seeking gold. Matope met their captain Diogo at the coast. "Trade, but do not claim," he warned. When they attacked a village, Matope's warriors struck back, Mhondoro guiding ambushes. The spirits turned their bullets to water, a myth claims, echoing later Nehanda tales. Peace held, but Matope fortified borders, Mhondoro warning of future threats. "They come as friends, but bring chains," a vision said. Through it all, spiritual alliances defined his rule. Mhondoro mediums advised daily, interpreting dreams, settling disputes. The Mutapa Empire flourished under his heirs, a testament to power forged in conquest and spirit. In Shona oral traditions, Matope is the expander, the divine king whose alliance with Mhondoro built a legacy. His story teaches true power comes from the ancestors, divine right from sacrifice, and legacy from unity. As firesides echo his name, Shona heritage lives on, in songs, dances, and the roar of invisible lions. But let's dive deeper into the legends that color Matope's reign. In one oral tale during the Manyika conquest, Matope faced a giant eagle, symbol of their ancestors. He climbed a cliff, offering beads, and the eagle became a soapstone bird, blessing his rule. Another myth, the incest ritual with Nyamita, birthed not just power, but a sacred pool where spirits gathered. Bathing there granted warriors invincibility. Matope's court was alive with griots, storytellers who wove epics. From father's seed to ocean's edge, they sang. Matope the bold with lions pledged. Festivals honored Mhondoro, dances in lion skins, feasts of sadza and beer. Children learned myths of Maori creating the world from a deep pool, placing Mhondoro as guardians. Trade routes buzzed under Matope. Caravans carried gold to Arab merchants, returning with cloth and beads. He built roads, rest houses, showing vision. In legends, a Mhondoro warned of a treacherous trader. Matope exposed him, saving the treasury. Spiritual life deepened. Rain ceremonies involved Nehanda mediums climbing mountains, calling clouds. One drought myth, Matope fasted for days, visions revealing a hidden spring guarded by Nyami Nyami. He tamed the snake spirit with songs, water flowing anew. Rebellions tested him. Changamira's uprising involved false mediums claiming rival spirits. Matope exposed them in trial by fire. True Mhondoro protected the innocent. Forgiveness built loyalty, a Shona value. Portuguese encounters sparked myths. Diogo's ship wrecked. Matope's warriors saved them, but a Mhondoro dream revealed betrayal plots. Skirmishes ensued, Matope's divine right prevailing. Sons like Mavura learned at his side. Honor the Mhondoro, Matope taught. They are our bridge to Mwari. Matope's empire influenced centuries. Later kings invoked his Nebedza Mhondoro for guidance. In resistance against colonizers, Nehanda mediums echoed his spiritual alliances. This tale preserves Shona heritage, leaders as spirit vessels, power through divine pacts, legacy in unity. From Mutota's rise to Matope's reign, the story continues. And so Matope's legacy lives on, carried in Shona songs and spirits. Did his story ignite your pride in African heritage? Hit that like button if you felt the power of the Mhondoro. Subscribe and ring the bell for more epic tales of the Mutapa Empire. Episode 3 is coming. Share this video to keep Shona history alive and drop a comment. What was your favorite moment? Was it the battles, the spirits, or Nehanda's prophecy? Let's build this journey together.